Hey, hon, it is Alexis Sierra, and welcome to the My Boss Circle After Show Q&A. I am so excited to have you guys join us. If you are just tuning in, please say hello in the comment section. Let us know that you are here, and also hit share on this video. If you are on YouTube, let us know that you're here. Sound off in the comments. Hey, everybody, I'm so excited. I hope that you all have gotten a chance by now to listen to episode 6. Like, for real, we're already at 6 episodes. Like, this is getting pretty serious, guys. We're getting close to the end of season 1. Like, this is a major deal, guys. Like, only 1 episode left. And I saved my power-packed episodes that are covering everything that you need to know. We're covering depression and anxiety as entrepreneurs, and we also have more giveaways as well. So I'm really, really excited about that because this edition is just for my future and my current authors. Honey, if you have been struggling, you just put your book out and you're trying to figure out what do I do next, honey, this episode is for you. So make sure that you hit that share button. Everybody sound off in the comments. Let us know that you are here. Y'all, I got my boss friend with me this week. On this week's episode, make sure that you check it out. It is available right now. It is on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts. Look for My Boss Circle. Make sure that you hit that follow and subscribe button. And make sure that you also rate it 5 stars, honey. Rate it 5 stars. I'm so excited to bring to the circle this week one of my best boss friends, honey. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome none other than Taurea Vision Avant. Hey, Taurea.
Hey, Alexis. How are you?
Hold on, sis.
Okay.
Sis, we lost you on the stream, boo.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what happened. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, we're going to bring her back. We lost her. We'll get her back in just a second. While we're here, everybody, let me know that you're here. Sound off in the comments. I'm so excited. Let's see. We're going to try this again. Boss friend Taurea Vision Avant, are you there, girl? Yes, there she is, honey.
Somebody had called my phone. You know, all your phone and computers all connected, so I didn't know it froze me up. But I'm so happy to be here. How you doing today, Queen?
I am wonderful. I mean, listen, girl, we had a great conversation, more like a boss conversation. Like, for those who don't know, like, honey, we had us a great, great conversation. Hey, Mr. Jacquette Carroll, that's my uncle, girl.
Hey, okay, see, looking all swole.
Yes. Okay. Well, Aunt lost 100 pounds, girl, off pure diet and exercise. Okay.
Oh my goodness, that is awesome. That's awesome.
Yes, honey. Yes, honey. Just changing, honey, and eating healthy. I'm not even mad at him. Okay. I'm always trying to talk to him. Like, how do I get like you? Okay. Yes, everybody. Yes. Make sure that you are sharing this stream. So, Taurea, for those who have not checked out the episode, who still may be living under a rock right now, Authorpreneur Taurea Vision Avant, ladies and gentlemen, tell them a little bit about your business and what you do.
Well, absolutely. Well, first of all, you know, y'all need to make sure that y'all listen to the podcast because I talk about how Alexis and I became cool, how we started off. We actually never really done business together, though, but we have indirectly done business, which is so dope about our relationship. But how I got to do what I do today, a very long story. I was born at a very young age. And some of y'all catch that. Okay, so anyways, I heard somebody else share that, and it always was good to me. Like, whenever I say it, everybody's like, we don't get it. But no, I'm a techie. Just for all my techies out there, I would love for y'all to shout yourselves out. I'm a techie by heart. I went to school at Hampton University, got a degree in computer science, never wanted to speak in front of people. In fact, I was comfortable with the idea of working in a cubicle. And then look at me today now. I'm online every day. I speak to thousands of people, and I've helped more than 5,000 speakers and coaches write books to grow their business. So it's really ironic where I am today. You know, Alexis, it's so crazy because I put a post up the other day that popped up on my, like sometimes I Google myself, just to see what people saying. And so I Googled myself and I saw a picture, a headshot that I had done years ago when I wanted to be an actress. The weirdest thing about me is that naturally I can be very introverted and I'm much of a loner, but I have tried so many different weird things in life. And so I honestly will say the reason why I am where I am today is because I've just never been afraid to reinvent myself, even if it didn't make sense. And so that's what I do today. And I'm just really grateful to be where I am right now.
You know, it was a part of our story that I always forget to tell you about. That I don't think I've ever told you this part. But actually, before we met, or maybe I did tell you this the night that we met, but before we met, I was getting my nails done. And my nail stylist, Al Neal, who's from my hometown as well in Atlanta, when she was doing nails in Atlanta, she said, you know, my family, they call me by my middle name. She was like, Sierra, you really need to follow this girl, Vision Avant. Like, she really be killing it.
What? No.
Yes.
Told me that. Really?
Yes. Somebody. Yes. And I remember her saying it, but I never got around to it. She showed me all your posts and everything. And I never put two and two together until we met that night. I was like, where do I know her from?
That's crazy.
I feel like I know her already. It's because somebody else told me to follow you, and then randomly we meet at an event.
And girl, let me tell you something. I've gone to so many events, never saw you. You know how the networking world in Atlanta is. It's like a lot of times you just always see the same people. And so girl, you walked into the room. It was like Beyonce came on. I said, oh, not Diva, it's the female version. I was like, got to meet her. The whole anthem come on. But shout out to that queen that did your nails for putting a little bit of a seed in your ear. Because, you know, sometimes I always say, Alexis, that sometimes, you know, when you plant a seed, we're looking for the harvest to come right where it was planted. But sometimes it takes a little while to germinate and it spreads. And so she actually was the initial person to plant that seed. And look at that. You know, I mean, law of attraction works in mysterious ways, but it doesn't work just by not taking action.
Exactly. I completely agree. I see. Girl, that's my sweet granny girl in the comment section. Granny got a Facebook, y'all.
Hey, Granny. Look, I know that's right. That's why I love Facebook. For those that we were talking about that earlier, like some people try to act like they don't be on Facebook. You can see you be on Facebook, child. They know all you did.
Exactly. No, my granny is like, listen, my granny strolling Facebook though, girl, was pretty classic. Cause she was like, girl, she just joined like maybe 30 days ago. And she starts scrolling and she's looking at some of her friends and she's like, oh no, wait a minute, she dead. Oh Lord, she dead too. And I was like, this is a sad Facebook scroll.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Well, I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be like, let me log out too.
Oh. But yes, everybody make sure that you go check out the episode. It is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and it's on Google, honey. Whatever your favorite podcast platform is, it is there. My Boss Circle, Journey to an Authorpreneur with Taurea Vision Avant. Listen, Taurea, you have to tell everybody, honey, where they can. Oh, I see Alicia Neal is in the comments. Hey, Alicia. Listen, honey, Alicia was waiting for this episode, honey. Yeah, she was ready for this episode. So yeah, I'm really excited, girl. So tell everybody a little bit about your masterclass, because if you listen to the podcast, you know that Taurea actually has some giveaways on there. One was a masterclass, and she had a couple of other things too. So tell us a little bit about how we can get to that masterclass, honey.
Well, absolutely. Well, all you got to do, guys, it's real easy to remember, is go to the website of bookin30days.com. Okay. That's going to get you on my list. But most of all, it's also going to get you access to the masterclass. one thing that I will say that separates me from a lot of people, number one, is I'm not a book publisher. A lot of people think they say, I want to shout out my publisher. No, sweetie, you're the publisher. You've self-published your book. I teach you how to be a boss at self-publishing. But what we do is we teach you how to create a book that's designed to sell. Alexa, do you know that 80% of most authors make below minimum wage?
Wow.
That's a lot of authors out here broke. Okay. And so and we talking about authors that have written 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books, because minimum wage ain't no money. Let's just be real. It's not going to do anything. And so I don't think anybody wrote a book or had the intention of writing a book to make below minimum wage. And the reason is, in many cases, is because many people write books that are not designed to sell. And so my goal with what we do in A Book in 30 Days, our masterclass, is to prepare you or get you ready so that you can actually create this masterpiece so that people are coming and wanting to get additional services. So building multiple streams of income. And then when you join the list, I'll also teach you how to start making money. So another thing about me, y'all, I'm all about helping you get the bag. Hashtag get the bag. Okay. So with that, you'll get access to a free training that I give you guys, where I have shown thousands of people how to be able to make money before the book comes out. I mean, and I probably will have some people watching this, or they're watching this live right now. I've had people within a matter of days, like, look, I've already pre-sold 20 books, 50 books. Had several people tell me within like 2 weeks, they pre-sold 100 books. Now, in case you're not calculating, I used to be in network marketing, right? So we used to always say we can't make income claims. Well, I own this business, so I can claim whatever I want to. So if you pre-sell 100 books, that's $20 plus $4.99 shipping and handling, right? So we're talking about almost $2,500. Now, on average, each book, let's just say, on average, a book is going to cost you about $10. That includes the printing, the shipping, and all of that. So that means for each one of those books, everybody is profiting $15. So take 15 times 100. It's $1,500. Y'all, we have people doing that over and over. See, look, that's my phone. That's people letting me know right now. They're getting money. Money is dropping in account. So look, y'all just need to join. So abookin30days.com is where you can go to gain access. And I specifically work with people who want to get into the speaking realm or wanted to get into the coaching realm. So if you want to be able to leverage this book to speak and coach, this is where you need to be.
Yes, honey. I mean, this is exactly where you need to be. And as I said on the podcast, anytime a entrepreneur or intrapreneur comes to me and says, hey, I really want to write a book, where should I start? I automatically say, Taurea Vision Avant, abookin30days.com.
Yes.
Because I have attended her conferences. And when I tell you, you will leave with so much insight that you didn't have before. And the fact that it shouldn't take you a year to write a book.
Come on.
That amazed me alone. The fact that you have a formula that you put together and you've been able to teach it to people on how to do it in 30 days, but not just write a book, because as you know, I have booked people plenty of times who I've never even read their book. Yeah. I just know that they have a book. And, that just positions you as a subject matter expert. So, and it doesn't have to be, I love that you were saying it does not have to be like 200 pages. I know you were saying one of the quotes that I put up earlier this week was, I think it was about 200 pages could actually be 3 to 4 books. Yeah. If you kind of broke it down.
Listen, think about it, everybody. Who's ever read a book watching this? And when you read a book, you get all the way from beginning to the end. Don't you feel accomplished? Don't you feel good about yourself? And so my thing is, why don't you make more books that are easy for people to get to the end? One of the biggest compliments that I receive all the time is people tell me, Taurea, oh my God, I read your book in like a couple of days. And then not only do they say they've read it, where's the book at? Because then here it is. Then they show me my book and it's got all these tabs in it, child. They be highlighting and stuff. And guess what? All of this content is my content. It's not somebody else's. You know, I know there's been a big thing going on right now in the social media world, you know, some influencers and stuff selling books that have been copywritten. That's another thing. You know, when we teach you how to write a book in 30 days, we're not talking about a book where it's anybody else's content. It's 100% yours. You're the expert. And so, yeah, like for real, it doesn't need to be 200 pages. We're talking about 100 pages. That's a great size book, and it will do the justice that you need it to do.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And one of my other favorite quotes was when to know that you should write the book that is about your life. And you stated during the interview that you write that book when everybody thinks that they know your story.
Pretty much.
Like it made so much sense when you said it that way, because that's going to be the time that you actually sell out of that book. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. First Lady Michelle Obama, like we kind of already knew her story. We didn't know everything, you know what I mean? But we knew enough to know who she was. She could walk in any building and she doesn't have to introduce herself. So that's why her book sells. Does that make sense? Oprah could walk in any room in any building and she doesn't have to introduce herself. And so when people write biographies, it typically should be done at that point where honestly, like people think they know, but they have no idea. Until then, what you do is you write the right book that's going to get you on the right platforms. Because think about it. Right now, the media is looking for all kind of experts. They want experts on all spaces and places, right? From relationships. They said more divorces are taking place right now. For people that don't know what to do with the money. I mean, let's just be real. People are getting, you know, I was just telling you how, thank you, government, because the government been dropping money in my account because I got a business, right? But some people are getting more money than they've ever seen, and they don't know what to do with it, right? So you could create that. You know, we've got people right now who are, you know, they got fired from their job, and they're now trying to figure out, okay, like what you do, Alexis, where you go and create a whole position with the company, right? You know, there's people right now needing to reinvent themselves, and you guys have the information. Write a book about it. Get on the news. Now you become an expert. You can coach on it. You can create products, services, all types of stuff. And the truth is, most people, they may not even read the book. They'll buy the book, but the book is what opens doors. The book is basically like having that doctorate in front of your name, that doctor, specialist, you become the expert.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And for my seasoned entrepreneurs who don't want to even go through this process, don't worry, because Taurea Vision Avant will do it for you. Her and her team.
They
can do it for you.
Word. If you don't want to type at all, honey, listen, we do a series of conference calls, kind of like ghostwriting, but not ghostwriting, because ghostwriting is where they do like an interview and then they literally create the content based on, like, they create it themselves, right? That's when you, that's why you got to be careful, because you don't know what these ghostwriters is doing or where they're getting the stuff, right? But when we take your words, we take your content and we turn it into a book. And we have found that so many people have been having tremendous amount of success with that, and they never had to type a word.
Wow. I love that. I love that. I mean, like you have been doing some powerful things, honey.
Thank you.
And I know that you have, I want you to tell us a little bit about the Book for Profits. Did I say that right? For Profit Book Club or Book for Profit?
Yeah, Book Profits Club. You're almost there.
There we go.
So I have a coach, right? I actually have a couple of coaches in different spaces. And I believe in order to gain success that you've never had, you got to have somebody who has gone there. So my coach called me up one day, Alexis, and he said, you need to create a membership portal, a membership group for individuals that are authors so that they can continue to grow. One of the things that I have seen, though, throughout the years is that the way that you market your book, it changes. The way that you leverage your book, it changes. And many authors don't know how to do it. So Book Profits Club is a monthly membership that allows you to join and learn about new techniques. Now, we do have some additional higher packages, but the foundational portion is all about teaching you how to promote your book, how to get on the news and say the right things. If you've ever been, Alexis, you've been on the news before, right? That 3 minutes, it be feeling like 2 seconds, okay? And so many people don't know what the hell happened. They be like, wait a minute, I ain't gonna tell me. And so we want to teach you guys how to get your book to perform. When you go speak on stages, I can't tell you how many people I see get on the stage and they say they're an author, but they don't have a book in their hand. Like, you should never get on the stage and not have a book in your hand. And so I teach you how to leverage it, though, so that when you're able to make those offers and things like that, you're selling books. So yeah, Book Profits Club, that's our monthly membership. And depending upon how you come into our program, if you're one of our platinum clients or if you join our Bootcamp, which is a virtual event that we do, you do get access to the Book Profits Club for a certain amount of time. So now the Bootcamp, that's actually coming up in July. We've got another one coming up July 24th through 26th. This is for the person who may not be able to invest into the platinum package where we do all the work for you, and they want to be able to still get their book done. So through the weekend, we all work together. It's 30 people, and we have had some of the biggest success rates, more authors being birthed. And not only are they just completing their books, they're pre-selling, they're launching, they're growing their businesses. So that's another thing that you can get plugged into. But the entry level is a book in 30days.com. That'll get you connected to everything else. So a book in 30days.com.
I love it. I love it. And listen, guys, you have got to go check out a bookin30days.com. Because listen, during this interview, my mind was completely blown when I found out that being an Amazon bestseller only gets you $50.
I know some people are like, what? That was my story. Okay, listen, y'all be out here trying to get these Amazon top seller titles. The truth is, honestly, guys, it doesn't mean anything. I know a lot of Amazon top sellers who are having no success really. And Amazon, that's just the title. And I think one of the biggest challenges, especially bosses, right, that we get caught up in is titles. And at the end of the day, if you focus on the bottom line, you can buy the title. How do you think, think about it. How can a book not even be out and already be a New York bestseller?
That is so true. You can definitely buy that.
I'm like, dang, it's already, how did it be? Because what happens is they set up these tours and they know the tours is going to have about this amount of people. So they buy this many books in advance for those tours. They have different stores that also purchase the books based on the marketing and promoting, and all of that takes money. And so if you got the money, you can become a top seller. You can do the same for Amazon, which I've seen people do. And I do teach it because some people just, it don't matter. I tell them this all the time, Alexa. They like, but still. So, okay, well, I'll teach you. You can learn that it's not earning money, but you know, me being an Amazon top seller, in fact, I've been doing this now since 2014. I didn't go after that title until last year, only to prove to people, because I kept on getting people coming to me like, I want to be an Amazon top seller. But I had been making six figures leveraging my book since 2015. So wow. I didn't need that title to make six figures. And I want y'all to understand, it's not about titles. It's about how you leverage your book. And if you leverage it the right way, you can be on major platforms. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about that. But, you know, we do teach you to, just in case. Just in case.
Yes, I love it. Just in case. Just in case. I mean, because listen, I know I shared the bootcamp with our My Boss Circle community last night as well when you were live streaming. So make sure that you guys take advantage of that. Yes. Make sure that you hit share on this live stream right now, and make sure that you tell a friend. I mean, if you have a friend who has been thinking about writing a book forever and a day, and it's just taking them a year, send them to a bookin30days.com.
Okay, listen, a year, you could have had 4 books done. Okay, think about it. Like, that's too long. What we doing, right? So come on, we don't need to be waiting a year, only to find out all the stuff you wrote now is out of date.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we should
definitely
take that long. And honestly, you write a book to write another book. So if you're taking that long, imagine the anxiety that goes behind someone that's like, okay, it's time to write another book. They get stressed out because they took so long not understanding the process. And like I said, for those of you who want to learn it yourself, the Bootcamp allows you to see it. And at the same time, we have 80% to 100% of your book done in less than 72 hours. Like, for real. Wow. And so people are like going crazy for the Bootcamp because they're seeing how they can do it with their own content. And so I really love this. Alexis, when I made a decision to walk away from the network marketing industry back in 2014, honestly, I didn't know if I would feel the kind of excitement that I feel today with what I do. But the biggest blessing is watching someone open up their books for the first time, their box of books, and they get teary-eyed and then, you know, they just get exciting. So I'm really just grateful to be in this position. I'm grateful that God really opened my eyes to this, because trust me, listen, I never wanted to be an author.
Wow.
I never wanted to even be an author. So it's crazy for me to be where I am today.
I am just so excited about what you're doing. Listen, guys, you have got to hear her journey. Oh my gosh. It just really shows perseverance, and then turning things that were meant for evil into money. Okay.
Come on.
Building a whole brand off of that. I mean, it's just amazing, all of the things that you've done, Taurea. And I am so proud of you and so happy to be your boss friend, girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, it was just so awesome. I get so excited every week when I get ready to go edit these podcasts. But it's always a little different for every episode, because I learned something about my boss friend that I didn't know before. So it's always really, really fun to kind of experience that. And it's like, wow, you know, like I feel like I accomplished something because I want to ask the questions that people don't normally ask you guys.
Right. Well, yeah, we definitely dug down deep. We dug down deep.
Yes, we did. We did. So everybody definitely go check out the episode. It's right now, My Boss Circle podcast. It is on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, honey. Go and subscribe, like it. Okay, hit 5 stars, share it with a friend. Journey to an Authorpreneur. Yes. With Taurea Vision Avant. I mean, listen, the Authorpreneur, oh my gosh, I love that she has coined that word.
Thank you. It's trademarked. We're about to
yes, honey.
People. Hello.
Yes.
I just got the letter in the mail today, girl. We'll trademark that. So, well, we are trademarked. Yes. Under the title of Certified in Authorpreneurship, because it's actually something that you get a certificate when you go through us. So we do certify you so that you can add that to your titles. If you need to have that title, we certify you as an authorpreneur.
I love that. See, get into the bag in multiple ways. You cannot beat that. Everybody, go check out that podcast episode, honey. It was full of so many gems. I mean, it was really, really amazing. And I'm just really excited about all the great things that you're doing. Everybody, make sure that you go check out abookin30days.com. Tell everybody where they can find you on all your social platforms, please, Miss Taurea.
Absolutely, darling. abookin30days.com. I promise you, listen, I don't like sending people anywhere else and over confusing the audience and giving y'all too much to do. Vision Avant is my social media on everything, but the best way, because a lot of people, what they'll do is then they go follow me and then they hit me in the DM. I want to write a book. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to send you to abookin30days.com. So go there first, and then I'll make sure that you're connected to me. The best way to get the information is to get the information. And so I always tell people, I don't try to give people too many steps and too many things to do. You can call me here, you can text me there, you can do a book in 30 days. That will get you in the circle, and that will get you connected. And all my social media is Vision Avant, to see. And Avant, not like the singer, but like the word forward. So see forward.
Yes.
Oh, you better do it with the Vision Avant. Hello. Okay. Look, I haven't had that much wine yet, but I'm about to really get it in. So I got to be ready on the next show.
Listen, so tell everybody about your live stream that you're about to do, I think at 7, right?
Yeah, we have a show called As Real As It Gets TV, and it's actually a show put together by a nonprofit that I found. Thank you to my darling Alexis Sierra Holt. She told me about this young lady. She was like, look, this is what you need to do. You need to sign up, get your nonprofit, blah, 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 blah. Now, I still got to make sure I get in touch with her in more detail. But she kind of put the bug in my ear. And I knew that it was time for me to start this nonprofit. I waited until I got into a good profitable space, because a lot of times people start nonprofits and you got to beg everybody to do stuff. Listen, we have money, so we was able to invest. So we invested our own money into that nonprofit. But as the nonprofit is called Urban CEO Network, and Urban stands for unapologetic, real, bold, action-oriented, and non-conforming. This show, as real as it gets, my goal is to really be able to have conversations at kind of like an entry level. I don't come from a real strong corporate background. I was only in corporate America, I guess you can say, after I graduated from college for about 1.5 years, 2 years. So I didn't understand a whole lot of the lingo. And then I'm a bootstrapper. So I've never, outsourced money or finances, which to me is stupid, if I can be real transparent. If it's available to us and there's resources, if the disconnect is because we don't understand it, we've got to change that perspective. And so, as real as it gets, my goal is to bring people that come from all walks of life, that are connected to the urban community, to be able to impact and empower them in ways, whether it's in business, relationships, health. It's not just about, business, because a CEO is a chief executive officer of their life, of their finances, of their relationships, all of that. So that's our show. We go live every Monday and Thursday, and all you have to do is go to As Real As It Gets TV. You can see all the replays, and you can check out our live as well.
I love it. We have one question before you go.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, from Marvin Vaughn. When it comes to someone new starting the process and becoming an author, does it really start with brainstorming ideas, or are there other tips to start trying to become an author? Good question.
Oh, that's a very good question. And I speak about this so much, Marvin, right? Let me tell you something. The biggest mistake people have is they think that writing a book is just, okay, I want to write a book, chapter 1. No. You have to plan it out. Just like they say with planning out a business, you've got to know who your reader is. You've got to know, honestly, what kept them up. This is something that I actually learned and when I was trying to be an actress as well. So I talked about that. But what kept them up the night before, like, stressed them out. And these are the style books we do. We do how-to genre, right? So what kept them up? What has them, up at night, crying and stressed? And you've got to think about that person, what they look like, what kind of income they have, and then how your book is going to help them. Now, if you're writing any other style book, that's not my forte. I don't give advice on it. I tell you the stuff that I've been able to succeed at, okay? I don't believe in coaches teaching people to do stuff that they've never done. I specifically wrote my book because at the time I was in network marketing and I wanted to recruit more people. That's why I wrote the book, the first book. So everything that I did in that book intentionally was designed to recruit you into my business. So you must be strategic in planning this book out. And you got to know, like, I wrote a book on depression, right? When I first wrote it, the initial cover, because when I was going through severe depression, like, the only thing that would even help me sleep was wine, right? Wine. So I would literally have bottles of wine in my room, like bottles and bottles and bottles. And so in the initial picture I took, I had all these bottles of wine. And then I thought about it. Well, what if I want, younger, because I had a whole lot of kids watching this YouTube video that I put out, a lot of kids. What if I have younger adults and children that want to read this story? People may not want to promote it if I'm advocating alcoholism, even though I did go through a time where I wasn't addicted necessarily, but I drank a lot of wine. And so I had to take that off the cover because I knew that this book potentially could impact children. Does that make sense? So you've got to know who your reader is, what challenges they're having, and how you're going to solve them in the book. You also need to know, if you plan on using this to build your speaking career or your coaching business, you have to know, how is this book going to help elevate that? So, for example, if you plan to have this book get you on the news, you might want to write about something a little bit controversial that goes against the grain so that the news wants to bring you on to talk about, you had a chapter where you talked about which month, they'll bring you on because you're being a little bit opposite of what everybody else, and people want to bring that on the news. So you do have to plan out your book. Big mistake. People do not plan them out. They don't know who they serve. They don't know how they serve them. And now you just wrote a book that's just a whole lot of, some whole lot of, and it's not really producing the way that you wanted it.
I love it. Great answer. He has one more question.
Okay.
when it comes to editing and keeping yourself honest, what are some ideas on finding an editor who works well with you, but is also real with you?
Well, okay. So the style of editors that we actually have, we have editors within our team. They really only edit for punctuation and grammar. Okay. Because the style of books that we do and the way that we outline them, the how-to type layout, it's not as difficult. We don't have to edit for the flow. So in regards to finding editors that are going to edit like your book for the flow of your book, like if you're writing a memoir or biography, I don't really have the answer because, again, I've never written a memoir or biography. I've just written books that have helped me to produce, can I brag, 6 figures? So the key is writing the right book, right? But if you're going to be finding editors that are going to, you first want to find out what kind of editing have they done. You want to see their history. Where you can go to search for editors, you can go to outsourcing websites like Upwork.com. I don't recommend going to sites like Fiverr because Fiverr is kind of like a pay now. And when I deliver, I'm done, right? They ain't gonna keep coming back. So I like stuff like Upwork. It used to be a site like getafreelancer.com. And you can even go on different groups, Facebook groups of authors and stuff like that. You'll find that in some of these Facebook groups for authors, there'll be people who will love to read your book for the low. They might only charge you, $1,000 to literally look at the flow. Now, depending upon the style of editing that you do want, keep in mind, please listen to me. It can cost. If you want somebody to rearrange it, that's not cheap and that's not little work. And so if you're looking for an editor to edit your book for $20 or $50, you're playing yourself, right? You've got to be willing to invest into that part. That's a very important process of your actual book. So make sure you don't play your editors now, okay? And somebody was to ask me as far as for a how-to style book, what's a good amount? Anywhere between $500 to $1,000 for a good editor, you might be paying that, and it will be worth it to have a book that's designed to sell. But yes, please make sure that you always check their history. Don't let nobody, if you're going to spend thousands of dollars on this editor, this should not be their first time editing your style of book.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Taurea Vision Avant. This has been absolutely amazing, and we really appreciate you coming to the circle and sharing your story with us. So thank you so much again. Really appreciate it.
I love it. I appreciate it. And, I hope that even if you don't join with what I'm doing, it does spark a fire in you and you come back and say, look, I wrote my book. I love hearing that. Now, if you ain't write it through me, I can't promise it's going to do great, but the trade of it all. But no, I do find fulfillment in knowing that you were inspired. So, don't leave this earth not sharing something. You've got value in you. God has given us all a gift. He will make room for your gift. And the gift typically comes through some pain. The gift typically comes through some learning. And so things that you have overcome, there's somebody right now that is on the verge of giving up because they don't know what to do, but you do. And you should turn that into a book and impact these people. If you truly believe that you didn't go through what you went through by yourself for yourself, then I feel like if I can, it's a little bit selfish to not get the book done. And I know that's hard, but it's the truth because people tell me all the time, Taurea, I want to help help people, and but you ain't, but then I see on your Facebook, Insecure never fails. So you got 30, 45 minutes to watch Insecure, but you don't have 30 minutes to write your book or work on your book to change somebody's life. That's not cool. That's not okay. It's not okay.
Yeah, I love it. Come on now, dropping the gems again.
You gotta slow down when it's serious. You know what I'm saying? I gotta slow down because I want y'all to hear me on that. And I'm real serious about that. I think it's a little selfish. We done went through some stuff, y'all. And I'm sure if we ask everybody watching who's ever been through something, every single one of us will say, I have. So,
yes. Alicia Neal said a word, honey. Yes, honey.
Girl.
Okay. So listen, honey, everybody go check out the episode. Taurea, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And thank you for sharing your journey with us, honey.
Absolutely. Anytime you want me back, darling, I'm here. Congratulations on the Boss Circle, or my Boss Circle podcast. I know it's going to be great. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And, we're going to make this thing pop.
Yes, girl. Yes. Thank you, honey. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to My Boss Circle Q&A after show. Once again, I am Alexis Sierra, and make sure that you go and tune in and check out this week's episode 6. Listen to My Boss Circle podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. This show, it was made just for you. If you are a current or aspiring author, this Journey to an Authorpreneur with Taurea Vision Avant episode is just for you. Go check it out right now, available on your favorite podcast platform. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we really appreciate you joining us and giving us a little bit of your time for the My Boss Circle after show Q&A. Thank you guys, and good night.